We were contracted for this. We're not specifically Alliance, but we're doing this in the name of the Alliance.
Yeah.
And in the name of cooperation, I don't have any objections with letting them on my ship.
So when they come on your ship, every one of them regards the room of weapons that you guys have there. Because, like, they've seen armories before, and they've seen armories and ships before, but those are, like, well-created, things inside, like, locked doors and cages and organized. This is organized, but it's, like, overstocked. It's like, if this rack was designed to hold, 6 rifles, you have, like, 60 rifles shoved in there, like, or, 18 rifles shoved in there. Like, it's, like, overstocked and everything.
They all say cracks for some reason.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, obviously.
So they notice that, and they also notice that on the floor there is some sort of bedding that's inside that room. So they kind of take that in. When they step onto the ship, every one of them regards for a second the smell of the ship. Like, you can see all of them are just kind of like, one person's very obvious about it, the rest of them are trying to be polite with the fact that the ship smells very different to them. On top of they're in a nice clean garden planet. Something that you can't even smell on Earth nowadays, our whole planet. You can't even get the clean smell that planet is, right? So you can see that they regard that, and they help to unload the things. But the whole time that they're in, they're kind of like looking around and taking in sights and whatnot. Funny enough, the person that they seem to be the most wary of is Winnie. Like, they...
Yeah, I expected as much.
They poignantly kind of like... Oh, Winnie, I imagine, is like, hi, oh, here, let me help you with that.
Right.
And they're just kind of like, yeah. And then they kind of walk away.
All right.
Tremi stays upstairs, but at one point in time, you can actually see, like, she came to the stairs, and she's sitting on them, and she's looking at them, and she's doing that whole, like, surveying the room, calculating, like, odds sort of things for a moment. But then, like, when she kind of catches eyes with Cattle, who gives, like, a stern, disciplinary look, she goes back upstairs and shuts the door. Eventually they unload everything off of it, and while you guys are kind of like finishing up, you do see 2 more guards come out, and a woman comes out as well. The woman is actually very tall. She stands at about 6'2", at least with her military boots and uniform and everything on. She's wearing armor, but it's like basic armor. It's very light, so it's just once again military standard stuff, but it's very, very light compared to what everybody else has. As she comes out, and she's like, which of you is Katawalan?
I raise my hand.
And you brought this stuff for us. Is this supposed to be staying here? Do you have any orders as to what we're supposed to be doing with this?
Honestly, I have no idea what it is. We were just told that we would be paid the worth for it here, and then we would just move on. We were just contracted for this.
You're contracted to drop it off and collect the pay from here.
Yes.
Roll me a deception. Was that charisma? Talk.
I'm gonna use my engineer ability.
Ooh.
Good idea.
That's better.
Okay. So she listens to you, and she's like, all right. And we're supposed to pay you, and I understand that, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. This is a large sum of money I'm supposed to transfer to you for supplies that we don't need on a world that can produce its own food. Is another ship coming by that needs these supplies? Did you get any information beyond that?
Ma'am, I was told that such info was classified. We were told only what we needed to know, and that is that we apparently needed to transport hydroponics to this facility. And then get paid for it.
And your point of contact was that Lieutenant Sparky?
Lieutenant Thomas Clark, the Alliance Navy.
Gotcha. Lieutenant Thomas Clark. Because you had said something on the actual intercoms before. I can't remember what you had said, which is why I thought that.
Lieutenant Clark.
Yeah. Oh, Lieutenant Clark. That's why, because you had summed it up that way. Lieutenant Thomas Clark. Lieutenant Thomas Clark. I don't know who this is. Do you have a means for me to get in contact with him?
Our initial information should have contained his Alliance access codes or things, like his rank, his number. You should be able to get... I assume that would be enough to get you into contact with him. If not, I can always get you the contact info that we used to get in contact with him.
I would appreciate
and
that,
therefore
as well as where he's stationed.
we interacted with him on the Citadel.
Very well. We can set up a frequency between here and the Citadel. It'll be slow, but we can get it. You get me that contact information that you had.
I will send it over to you shortly.
And so you go to do so, and search the contact information. When you get that done, when you like go back inside to get the information, you come out to give it to her, to send to her. She's like, she looks it over and she's like, it seems as though you've done everything that you needed to.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
supposed to pay you its value, correct?
That is correct.
Very well then, I'll pay you the 75,000 credits. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Take it back a second.
That was 100.
It's supposed to be
175.
Yeah, 75. Yeah, because it's 250 divided by 2 is 125. She says, I'll pay you the 75,000 credits.
Excuse me, that does not sound correct to me. I'm fairly certain that, and I just go on a lengthy explanation of how these components are worth this and that.
She lets you finish everything that you're saying, and she says, yes, and this certainly does have a lot of value, not on a garden planet.
But that was not what I was contracted for, ma'am. Respectfully.
What you were contracted for was for its value.
Cattle just... he sighs.
You're welcome to make me a trade talk. A trade
That's
check
gonna go horribly
with
wrong,
charisma.
sure.
You guys are hearing how this conversation's turned. Everybody understands it because she's speaking English, so you all understand that. You're welcome to jump in. And
No,
Krax,
Krax
I don't mean with a weapon.
No, Krax is he's definitely found one of the Marines or soldiers that's here, and he's just talking with them. It's like, hey, what are human weapons like?
These people don't like me, so I'm gonna make myself scarce.
Yep. You kind of pick that up and you're like, okay.
Entree is still walking around, right?
So you speak to her for a while and you kind of give your argument or whatever, and she doesn't seem happy with it, but she eventually she concedes and she's like, fine. I will pay you what it's worth. I'm going to need the information of your... no, actually, she doesn't say that. She says, I'll pay you what it's worth, and I'll make sure that I send your credentials to... what's his face? Thomas Clark, when I speak with him to make sure that everything is on the up and up.
That is alright. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm sorry for the hassle.
Well, you can't travel the long way to get here. From the Citadel, you said, correct?
Yes, correct.
If you need to refuel your vessel, we are not going to give it to you for free by any stretch of the imagination. But we will, of course, charge you to refuel it if you would like.
We could do with a few units of fuel, yes.
It's standard fare, and I'm sure you can speak to others about getting that taken care of. You're welcome to stay docked here as long as you'd like. And she says as long as you like, it doesn't literally mean that. She says you're welcome to stay docked here as long as you like. Just please keep to your own.
I understand.
And she will turn and head back into the facility. So,
Alright.
You guys are there. What do you, eventually over the course of the next hour or so, you do get 125,000 credits transferred over to you. When you speak to those that are, here, are you going to, how many units of fuel would you like to purchase?
We're on 2 units of fuel right now, right?
2 out of 10. And how much did I say it costs, Frank? 2,500 each?
Yeah.
2.5k.
Yep.
And we'd need 3 to get back to the Citadel, right?
Give me 2 seconds. I'll see how many get to the
Oh god, why would we go back to the Citadel now?
Well,
1,
because we met the blue boys there. And they are gonna fill up our tank
4.
as part of the deal that was retconned into it.
4 to get back to the Citadel.
Okay, in that case I will get 2 units of fuel, because in theory those Blue Suns fellas should refill our tank to full.
This is probably the only time I'll give you this little warning. You sure you want only 2? What if something goes wrong?
Yeah, it's alright, I'll go for 1 more. Just in case.
7.5k, get yourself 3 units, leave you with 5
Yep.
units inside your tank, which is a little left over after traveling back to the Citadel. So you are welcome to stay on the station, at least as of right now. One of the things I want to tell you is that after you guys finish your dealings and you're able to walk around a little bit, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll walk around, I'll take in the sights, I'll like try to gather what information I can from just, legally walking around.
So when you guys walk around, where it was that your ship had to land was almost like in a bit of a valley, right? So it was down in a bit of a bowl. Not that there's mountains around you or anything like that, but it's a bit of a valley or a bowl area where the plains kind of stretched up around it. Very nearby is an Alliance military facility that she and everybody else walked out of that collected the supplies. Kind of nearby to that one, a few kilometers away from there, is another Alliance military facility. You are not welcome inside either of those. However, as you approach the second one, going for a long walk, extended walk, or whatever around the area, one of the things that you're able to see is as you come up to the rim of the bowl and look out, looking back down the other side is a ginormous, huge, just incredibly large Prothean, buried underground, unfortunately, Prothean city. Like, it is not small by any stretch of the imagination. This is clearly one of the largest Prothean ruins that have been discovered, at least in recent times. So it is something that is definitely of note to all of you. Antari is more than happy to be on a planet where she can walk around. However, she is not foolish enough to think that there's not going to be some sort of repercussions for what it is that you guys are doing. And so she actually doesn't leave the ship because she doesn't want her face to be seen by the Alliance soldiers. So she actually didn't really help with the moving of things and whatnot. She wants to kind of stay unknown to herself. And if you inquire, like, hey, why aren't you helping? She'll tell you exactly that. You and I both know that this is a devious action that we're doing. And while I'm happy to go along and assist, I don't think that my face need be another one that they add to their files. You know what I mean? And if you give any form of guff about that, it's
No, Kato would completely understand.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. So,
it's just that he's the face character and he has to do it.
Yep. And Craig said,
going
all
surprisingly well.
Krogan look the same. And literally, all Quarians look the same because nobody's seen a Quarian.
Yep.
So, anyways, so you guys are able to walk around and take in these beautiful sights.
I would have a discussion with Winnie at some point, just while walking around. It's like, where would you hide sensitive data if you were a console that we need to access?
So, funny thing, the last thing I was going to describe, as you're asking that question, you could ask her that question.
Mm-hmm.
You see the huge city and that was mostly underground, but you can clearly tell how large it is and how big it was because of cave-ins and whatnot that have caused parts of it to be revealed, as well as other areas that have been drilled out and exposed. Nearby that facility, the city or whatever, is a third Alliance facility, but you can clearly tell by the difference of structure and everything to it that this one isn't meant to be a military facility, it's meant to be a research compound. There's a whole bunch of different buildings that are nearby, there's a bunch of large pieces of equipment, extra large power units set up, like there's a solar power unit, there's a wind power unit, there's a, so on and so forth, to make sure that it always stays powered for what it is that they're working on.
How does security look around there? Because I imagine me and Winnie are like, I ask this question to Winnie, we look around the corner and we just look at that and it's like, it looks like my question just answered itself.
It's a distance away, so it's hard to see from where you guys are. I don't think you guys have, do you guys have binoculars? The good ones, not the not so good ones?
No.
You
I
know
mean,
what I'm
Frank
talking
probably does.
about? Yeah, right.
Maybe. Let me check.
Frank has everything. Krogan has where if you have coin.
I have Little Lake goggles, Tsunami, Metagel, which I've unfortunately not that many left. I do have binoculars, yes.
Cool. So you grab the binoculars and you're looking over there. If I remember correctly, those are binoculars you got off Sparky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are
What?
not.
No, he found them on his corpse. But yes, he found them.
So those binoculars are not the because it's two grades of binoculars, are like the lower grade, the kind that you typically find nowadays.
Yep.
That most people have, as opposed to even nowadays you can find like the super good ones, but they're very expensive. I can't remember the names of them. I do apologize. But anyways, so you're able to use these like standard style binoculars to look over there. These ones barely have a HUD display built into them, Rick. The HUD display is just like more or less how far away you're looking and like what level of focus you're on. So you don't have to like take it away and like look at it. You can actually just kind of like fiddle with it there. Roll for me a perception check with a -2 wisdom.
Oh, good. That's a. Oh my god.
Which one of us, though?
Rick, he's the one using them, right?
I assume so.
Well, I have a -4 in total.
So you're looking over there, and it's like, it's really hard to get these things to focus and see well enough and whatnot. Unfortunately, you don't really see much movement at all.
I think Cracks just, like, sees Coddle whinging and just takes the binoculars back and looks through them.
So I think -2.
-2? Is there not? Is it intelligence or wisdom?
Wisdom.
Got it. -2. Nah.
You see a small amount of movement over there, little land vehicles moving around from time to time, but you can't even see people. It's just too far away to see people from where you currently are.
At least Cracks could, see some things. So there's obviously vehicles, yes.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of transport that happens between the facilities that you're closer to and that further one as well.
I think Cracks is just gonna, start walking down towards there.
I will physically put my hand on his arm or whatever to be like, Cracks, no, that's a bad idea.
What? She's gonna go find the bar. Where else can you find information? Is there anyone nearby? Like any humans?
Mm-hmm. Like not.
Hey!
Why, there's a whole colony of them!
Bar?
You ask, is there a bar?
Yeah, he just shouts, hey, where's the bar?
There's a small colony that got set up not that long ago and gestures the opposite direction. There's a town down there. There's a pretty decent bar. The women ain't half bad.
Human, Asari, what type?
Hey, buddy, you're the only non-human here.
You just program version of the thumbs up again. It's got it.
He accidentally flips him off.
Well, they only have 3 fingers, so it's yeah.
Yep.
Not the middle one.
And yeah, he actually just starts walking in that direction then.
Sure, starts.
I just look at Whitney and I shrug and I just follow him.
Knowing that you guys are.
Can I grab my gun first?
I imagine we'd be walking around armed. Just as a standard thing, nothing extraordinary, You're not going to bring your sniper rifle in, I don't think.
No, just this one. She takes out the giant heavy pistol with all the modifications on it.
I imagine you'd have that on your hip,
Okay, so because of the fact that you guys aren't going to the Alliance military base, maybe you could actually head back to the ship and inform Tremi and Atari of this.
Mm-hmm.
And see
probably, yeah.
And see if any of them are interested in coming along anyways.
We're not gonna bring Tremilia along. She's gonna start a bar fight.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
you will.
you inform
She's gonna start a bar murder.
Inform Tremi of the plans.
Yes.
And so it's funny
we
actually,
will.
because while you're here, on that, and you kind of you inform everybody what you're doing, and then you have other things that you're going to take care of before you leave anyways. It's not like you just pop in, hey, we're going. You have other things that you're going to do on there too. Could you do me a favor, please, Ricky boy? Could you roll me another check over on your console? But this time it's actually going to be a decryption check.
I love decryption checks. But my dice don't.
No, they don't. All right, cool.
I'll
So
try to-
you go over your console and you're tapping away at things and whatnot, and you're like, okay, we're good. You give Tremi a heads up to make sure that she's on the same frequency or whatever as you, and you guys are making your way to head out. Antari does actually seem interested in coming along. Like, oh, we're not going to the military base yet, we're going to the colony. Well, I am curious to see what a young a young human colony is like. I'm curious to see what kind of structures they choose. She's just interested. Who knows, Frank? Maybe she'll meld with a few people.
She probably will.
Oh.
She probably will.
But the uncomfortable thing is that when you went into the ship to inform her of what's going on, you noticed that she was practicing her dance moves in her room, which is everybody's room, in her nice little outfit. And she's like, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. With that image of Scott in a G-string dancing for you. We're actually going to end.
I didn't imagine the G-string until now.
Oh, I always imagine it. Why do you think Scott never stands up on camera?
You want me to right now? We're actually going to end the session for right now, so we can pick it up next week. Next week, as a reminder to everybody, is going to be only 3 hours long. It's going to be a slightly shorter one because I will be spending the rest of the day doing all sorts of prep work for Thanksgiving.
Same here.
Yeah, there you go. I host for Thanksgiving, so it'll be only 3 hours. It'll be 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then after that, we do, just like after this, we will have Ollie's stream. So join us in an hour over on twitch.tv/Ollerant for the stream that he's going to be DMing, and Aaron and I will be PCing in. And I was going to say, next week I will not be on the later stream. However, Ollie will still be doing it, despite the fact that Sally won't be there. I'm sure he'll have a perfect good reason why Sally is not involved. Sally is putting on a dancer's outfit and dancing around for people, which is far more likely, actually. So, anyways, what is it? Derp Digital, who are you? How can we find you?
Hi, my name's Rick. I also go by Derp Digital. I haven't uploaded on the YouTube in like a week or so because, well, my sleep schedule's been all sorts of mixed up and it's been horrible. I'm trying to fix that. I'm also, hoping to record again soon. And I might have something coming up in a few weeks. I don't know. I still need to hear back. The person I emailed was like, oh yeah, no, I'll send you an email. And then, doesn't respond for a week. But yeah, some sort of secret news might be coming up at some point. I also, want to stream again at some point, so if you want to follow me on twitch.tv/derpdigital to get notified when I eventually start streaming again, that could be a thing. Also, youtube.com/derpdigital, because I will be uploading again soon. And that's all the fun stuff.
Awesome, thank you very much. Erin, who are you? How can we find you? What are you?
I'm Erin. I am Rinson on here and Discord and Twitch and all that stuff. And I play D&D here, and I play D&D later on Ollerant's channel. And then I play here on Fridays as well for our Brown game.
Loads of fun. Frank, I am now going to let you tell us who you are last. So everybody feel free to either sit there and listen to the drooling or just leave. It's going to take a while. So, get your popcorn, warm up a tea.
Hope you like popcorn.
Ahead,
Hi.
Frank.
As you all know, I'm Frank. Control Frank. You can find me at Control Frank on Twitch, Twitter, pretty much all the things. Community manager for the Space Vikings for Margaret Crone. That's about it. I'm going to start streaming more, I think. Maybe. Who knows? That's it.
All right. Well, there you go.
I can't go on for another 7 minutes.
No. Ollie's not here, so it's less funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You got to do it to Ollie, because Ollie's like, I just want to go. Shut up, Frank. All right. Thank you all.
Most of the reason I do it.
See you in about an hour. I'm gonna
Bye.
go and try to rest the voice. One more.
I'm gonna get sushi.
Tiny little thing. Not next week, because again, that's the day before Thanksgiving. But starting the week after that, Wednesdays get a little bit crazy for me. I expect I won't be able to see everybody every time, but I do go from streaming here in the morning to Ollie's channel in the afternoon to Lost Initiative show at night. So 3 streams in 1 day, 3 campaigns in 1 day. Again, I imagine not everybody can make it to all of those, but hey, for the ones that you can, thank you so much for swinging by and hanging out. All right, bye.
Give me back my mug, Scott.
What?
Give me my mug back.
Her mug.
You told me to remind you.
Yeah.
Yes, mugs.
Stop mugging her.
Oh, well, hey.